Today we're going to be looking at my two Lowcap altcoins for 2025. These are both going to be decentralized finance plays, and one of the coins I'm going to be buying during this video. It's a very new coin, and it's not on most people's radar yet. Now, one of these coins is going to be on Base, the other is going to be on Avalanche. The Avalanche altcoin's actually hard to acquire, so I'll show you how I'm actually buying this altcoin. Now in this video, we're going to go beyond the charts. We're going to look at actual usage and adoption, and for that, we're going to be going to DeFi Llama. So DeFi Llama is a very good site when it comes to looking at the metrics of a coin, especially in decentralized finance. And so on the left side, you'll see chains, and so we're going to chains here, and both of these chains are in top 10 by total value locked. We're going to be looking at a chain on Base, like I said, it's ranked number 6, and then a chain on Avalanche coming in at number 10. Now, Base is a very interesting ecosystem. If you don't know, it's an Ethereum layer 2, and I want to highlight two metrics because both of these metrics are going to be important for what we're looking at. We're looking at total value locked. You cannot have DeFi without locking up some value. It's kind of the point of it. And you also can't have a good DeFi ecosystem without stable coins. And so this teal line is the stablecoin market cap, and you can see this is just slowly and steadily creeping higher and higher. But really the good metric is TVL. TVL on Base has been exploding and has put in recently a new high. So let's look at some of the DeFi on Base. Now you can actually just scroll straight down and see Morpho, Aave, Spark, and Aerodrome. So these are top by TVL, but we want fees, we want revenue. And so if you look at revenue, you look at fees, well, Aerodrome is smoking the competition. Nothing actually even comes close. So Aerodrome to me is, maybe not the highest TVL, but is making the most money. So to me, this is the hottest altcoin on Base. So you click on Aerodrome, it will take you here, and we're going to look at two important metrics that are especially important for DeFi coins. So we're looking at TVL, again, also looking at revenue. Now the TVL, you can see, during the peak after the Trump pump, then we had the tariff war crashes here. We haven't quite hit these levels. To me, a little bit of opportunity here. Now, focusing on revenue, you notice we also had a spike near the Trump election, but then revenue started to fall down. Then you can see a bottom right before the end of March, before the beginning of April here. And if you look at the revenue from the March lows, we consistently have been putting in higher and higher volume metrics, etc. here. Now, if you look at the beginning from April, you can see the lows steadily increasing the revenue. Just seems to be getting higher and higher and putting in higher lows. Now, if you look at Aerodrome on CoinGecko, you can see, on the charts, kind of stuck in this range. We're going to focus on this little parallel range, and this is actually looking at the market cap. If you look at the token price, you'll see the same thing, but some tokens have been issued. But we still have a lot of the tokens out, 800 million of the 1.7 billion, so about half the tokens have been released. But now let's get into the charts, and then we'll look at the second coin, and I'll actually buy it on this video. So this is the parallel channel that Aerodrome has been trading in, and this is going all the way back to March 11th, 2025. So several months at this point. I am not a buyer until we revisit the bottom part of this channel. I already have some Aerodrome exposure. We jumped in super early, so congrats everybody. We took some profits. Great trade here. But I see another great trade if you can get in at the bottom of the channel. Now, maybe it bounces from here, but I already have some Aerodrome. If you don't have any Aerodrome, I would maybe recommend, DCAing into the dip here. Maybe put 10-20% of what you want to deploy out sooner rather than later. But if we visit down low, as long as Bitcoin's, holding well, to me, great buying zone. Now let's go to coin number 2 that's on Avalanche. Now this coin, very new, very hot, and Alex Becker and Elio Trades, they can't stop talking about it. So just like how we looked at Base on DeFi Llama, let's also look at Avalanche. Avalanche, two very strong metrics, and one of these metrics directly correlates to this coin, and that's going to be the bridged TVL. Now, if you don't know what bridge TVL is, this is just money used for crypto bridges to go from one ecosystem to the other, and this is the money locked in those smart contracts. So if you're a DeFi protocol that uses bridges and you have liquidity pools with these bridges, bridge TVL, you are a direct beneficiary of this number going up. Other thing we're looking at is active addresses. Look at the recent spikes here. There's a lot of rumors about Avalanche with, maybe potential California DMV. There's also other enterprise solutions. I've even heard rumors of Visa. So, some of these spikes, pretty interesting. Could be some stress tests maybe from some Fortune 500 companies. But let's go into the ecosystem here. What is the coin we're talking about? Now, you do great buying ETH, you do great buying AVAX, but I'm looking at this chart right here, the black hole chart. Now, black hole, very, very new, already has 200 million in total value locked. And if you look at the fees, once again, we see a very similar situation. The fees are higher than the protocols above it, even though they have more TVL. This has pulled in 100K in the past 24 hours. Aave only pulled in 50K on Avalanche. And if you look at the revenue is even bigger difference here. Revenue on Avalanche was only 9K, whereas Black Hole made 106. And the other big spike, 114, that's Trader Joe LFJ. Revenue there, only 12,000. So you see, making the most amount of money right now is the Black Hole token. So let's go to Black Hole. Go to CoinGecko. You can see, okay, this is a newer token. This is only the middle of July right here, and it seemed to consolidated. Now, this consolidation area, sure, maybe it'd been better to buy here, but this is maybe your next good opportunity. Now, when we focus on Black Hole on DeFi Llama, you see the TVL, again, very, very new chain. So, it's hard to gauge exactly what's happening here, but the TVL is skyrocketing and the revenue also skyrocketing. So from a traditional finance point, when you're looking at, earnings per share, but the token equivalent, the crypto equivalent, this is a very, very healthy crypto company. Now let's look at the Black Hole X account here. Now they got a lot of impressive stats. They've been posting a lot. They've been very, very active. Looks like they crossed $250 million in trading volume less than 2 days into their second epoch. It also looks like it's one of the top 10 trending coins on CoinGecko. In 2 weeks into the ecosystem here, they have now crossed $1 billion cumulative trading volume. Now, this is the website right here, and remember we were talking about the bridged TVL. This is the bridge right here, and I can see a lot of people wanting to use this. You can, trade Super, MOG, Pepe. They don't have a SPX 6900. They don't have a whole lot, but if you had Pepe on ETH and you wanted to bring your Pepe to Avalanche, this is how you would do it. Also, they got other features. I think, that'd be the one I would probably use the most, but you can also swap in there. They got portfolio. They got a bunch of liquidity pools. Might have to look into some liquidity pools, and they got a lot of incentives if you do participate in the DeFi. Now, I told you I will show you how I'm buying this token, and so we're going to use LBank. We do have an LBank link down below. I probably still have 2 trades open. Looks like they're doing good. All right, we got one 24%, 16%, 18, 19% almost. But let's buy the token here. So on LBank, you'll go to trade. You'll click spot and just type in black. Black will take you to the black USD trading pair. And we have 1,000 tether loaded up here. So I might just do a market order here. I could try to play the game, put in the order a little bit lower, maybe stagger it, try to get some cheaper entries. Looking at the 15-minute chart, though, I think I'm fine just market ordering here. If I get hit with a $1, $5 tax, I'm not going to be too concerned. So click market on the top, click 100%. We're going to use all 1,000 tether that's available. Click buy. And boom, I think we're good to go. Now, like I said, because we're buying with, market buy instead of, trying to stagger it in or try to use a limit order, we got a $4 tax there for $1,000. Really not that bad at all. All right, so now we have some black token. I'm pretty bullish on this project. If it dips, I'm probably going to go ahead and buy more. I wouldn't sleep on Alex Becker. I wouldn't sleep on Elio Trades. They're 2 very popular crypto content creators. With Black, if you go to DeFi Llama, you're kind of looking at the revenue, kind of looking at the usage. Looks like Black is, maybe poised for some higher highs. So that's all I got. I'm DZ4 Discover Crypto. I'll see you in your strong DeFi bags at the top.